Hi. I have a question. Is it possible to beat Minecraft with absolutely nothing? When the world is nothing, when your inventory is nothing, when the block upon which you spawned upon is nothing. When all you have is endless pain of plummeting into the void until you die over and over and over again. Which raises the question, is there actually a way to progress all the way to the end dimension with enough gear to defeat the Ender Dragon when your world starts like this? Now, you might think this is impossible, but I have faith in my abilities. Now, if we actually want to accomplish anything, we're gonna need to convince the game to give us something to work with, and I think I have a plan to do that. You see, like most games, Minecraft allows you to have multiple world saves at the same time, but there's a weird quirk about Minecraft that allows you to delete your game while you're in it. Which means I'm currently playing in a world that doesn't technically exist. At least for now. Because the moment I fall into the void again, the game will automatically run a full save and recreate the game files. Now, pausing the game will prevent us from falling, but Minecraft also automatically runs a full save every 5 minutes regardless of the pause screen. Which means we have until then to convince the game to give us more than just this useless empty world. And here's how we do it. If we go into our second instance of the game and recreate the world using Minecraft's void preset, and then name it the exact same as the old world was named, it spawns us on a stone platform. This is because the void world we were originally playing on is a normal world with all of its blocks removed. But this void world preset comes with a stone platform that Mojang built into it. But this world is broken. You see, normally a void world looks something like this, but ours looks like this. However, this is on purpose, as you'll see in a second. Now all we have to do is bring this stone platform into our world. To do this, we need to save and exit our first world. This will cause the game to make a save file, but because there's already a file with the same name as the first world, it will cause all the data to combine and break. Now this world is a combination of our first and second world, and if we load it, we get a stone platform, which is half broken since the data from both our worlds combined and are now corrupted. Now, this might not seem like much, but it's a lot more than what we started with. However, that's not technically all that just happened here. Since we've gone ahead and infused the heckins out of Minecraft's little computer brain, a lot of underlying code is a little messed up. Most importantly, the fact that this new world now has 3 different biomes: Taiga, Plains, and the Void. And believe me, this will soon be very important. But now that we aren't constantly falling to our deaths, we can start worrying about all the other steps it's going to take for us to make it to the Ender Dragon, with things like building a nether portal, getting blaze rods for ender eyes, and finding a non-existent end portal in this barren wasteland that has nothing but a stone platform. Which means we should probably do some research. However, when I just opened Chrome a minute ago, I was blinded by the white light shining from the homepage. But thankfully, all I had to do was install some mods so I could dim the background to suit my gremlin eyes. But wait, this is not Chrome. It's my brand new sugar daddy, Opera GX. The sponsor of the video, where you can customize your entire browsing experience, from adding sound effects to your tabs, sound effects to your keyboard strokes, and choosing between their hundreds of mods from the GX store to add on. And adding the darkest theme you can find so you never feel like you've left your cave while switching out your favorite mods whenever you get bored of the old ones. And once you've decked out your browser like a gamer, you can become almost as intelligent as me by using the built-in AI. What? Don't have the attention span of even a grasshopper? Well, never fear, because AI can summarize that article you were totally going to fully read and tell you the key points. When you finish using Opera, you don't even need to exit it to play games, since Opera uses way less RAM than other browsers do, keeping your computer nice and happy and ready for you to totally become the next best esports gamer out there. So if you need a new browser, or didn't know you needed a new browser, now you do. Get Opera GX using my download link in the description and import all your data in the click of a button and never be blinded again. So before we try and solve any of those impossible issues, we need to get something a lot more important: blocks. Now, normally I just rip some building materials out of the corpse of any enemy I could find, but since I don't have a crafting table, spiders who drop their string are the only way I can make blocks at this stage. And unless I want to smack spiders for the next 1,000 years, we need to find a more renewable source of blocks. And I think I know how to get them. And it's all thanks to these messed up biomes that we brought over from both worlds. When I brought the Void world over, not all of it was willing to come, similar to your last birthday party when only half your friends showed up. It's okay. At least you have some friends. However, just like your friends, only half the void world showed up in my world. Another term for this is chunk corruption. This causes a lot of issues which we'll have to tackle in the future, like how no mobs can spawn in the void biome we just brought over to our world, but that's an issue for later. Among many chunks that are now in the sky, there are still chunks from the previous world. And since the spawn point of that previous world had a snowy taiga biome, one chunk of our stone platform still remains with this biome. Since it's not the void, mobs can actually spawn in it, but so can something else. Snow, which can be made into snow blocks. But to even pick it up in the first place, we need a shovel. And luckily for us, zombies just so happen to have a chance of spawning with one. Now, this is important because if one spawns, there's an 8.5% chance he'll drop it. But we can increase our odds a little bit more. On easy mode, the chance of a zombie just spawning with any item is only 1%. On normal, it's 7, but on hard, it's 20%. If we can collect a shovel from one of these zombies, we can use it to mine snow and collect more blocks when it snows, which will help us advance to the next stage, emeralds, enabling us to trade with a wandering trader and getting tons of items. Okay, so this is the only chunk in our platform that isn't the void. Therefore, it's the only chunk that can spawn mobs, but we kind of have an issue. We can't afford to lose any of the blocks in this area, and if we end up running into a creeper, he's gonna blow them up. But I think I have an idea to avoid that. However, to see if it works, we have to wait for nighttime. All right, and now that it's nighttime, we can begin the plan. First, we go in the farthest point of the island that we can reach. Then, mobs will start spawning on our area, and what we're looking for is our zombie with a shovel. Now, I'm not too concerned about these guys. Probably just punch them off. So, as long as just zombies come, we should... Oh, I'm eating my words right now. Oh, no, they're not near the edge. Oh, no. Well, then I jump off. Now, the reason we jump off here is because when the player leaves the 128 area range of the mobs, they will all despawn. Now that I'm back up here, all I have to do is find the opposite corner again and wait. But since this could take hundreds of hours, let's profit from the suffering. Oh, that's a shovel! There's no way we do this fast. No way we get a shovel this quick. Nathan? He didn't drop it. And that, my friends, is what we will be doing for the next 8 hours. Oh, not the spider too! Oh no! We have our first block of the game. Tonight's the night. Of course he has armor. What kind of luck is this? No! No! Bro, this night sucks. All right, phase 2. Now that we have 2 wool blocks, what we can do is lure the zombies in, stack up like this, and then we can hit them and they can't touch us. So many of them. All right, let's do a reset. Dave and Jeffrey might be gone. Oh, they lived! Come on, Dave and Jeffrey. Give us some spoon luck. We have acquired it! Yes! That took 4 hours. The foxes have blessed us. Without the foxes, we might never have gotten the luck to get the shovel. And that brings us to our next stage. We have to kill about 1,000 foxes to get 1 emerald. You see, if we can get 1 emerald, we can unlock everything else in the game through the wandering trader. But to get there, we needed a fox to bring us an emerald, and this is why we needed a shovel. You see, now that we can build ourselves more blocks, we can expand the platform, enhancing both fox and hostile mob spawning alike. Since the snow fox has a 20% chance to spawn with an item in its mouth and a 5% chance that the item is an emerald, if we wait long enough, we should be able to secure at least 1. Unlike the zombie though, it has a 100% drop rate if it spawns with 1, whereas with a zombie has a shovel, it only has an 8% drop rate. To make sure we're getting the optimal spawns though, we need to stand at least 24 blocks away from all spawnable blocks. However, the game only attempts to spawn passive mobs every 20 seconds, in stark contrast to the half second it used to spawn hostile mobs. So we could be at this for a while. And so the only thing we can do now is punch, run, stash some loot.
Punch, run, stash the loot, punch, run, stash the loot, punch, run, stash the loot,
shovel. With another shovel, I could finally expand the platform more, enhancing mob spawns both fox and hostiles alike. after about another 10 hours, I finally had all I needed to create a much more sophisticated mob killing system. So the zombies are gonna come up here and they're gonna fall into that hole. I'm gonna bait them from here so that they all push each other into it. And then when I come down here, the carpet should stop the baby zombies from getting out. This wall right here should prevent spiders from attacking me. So I can just sit in here and kill things to my heart's content. Get wrecked, nerd. Foxes. Oh, what do you got? Oh, is that leather? Oh, useless. Please, please, please. Yes, my emerald. Wait to find some snow really quick. Oh, please don't die. I've waited so long. Oh, he's sleeping. Wait, what? No, he didn't. He picked up the rotten flesh and dropped the emerald. I gotta watch that back. Okay, so he does have the emerald in his mouth. He's right here. He still has it. Here I come. Bro! He just eats it off. Oh. No. 62 full days. Back to the grind. Another 62 to go. Oh, wolves can spawn up here? Okay, if we tame this guy, okay, hear me out. Do they stay in there and do they eat the mobs? Or do they get eaten? I'm not sure. Let's just stay up here and see what happens tonight. All right, moment of truth to see if this works. What I want to happen is the zombie to jump down here, the wolf to recognize that I'm in danger and come and kill it. Hey boys, come one, come all to the dancing hall. Now, if I unsit him and I hit this guy, you are the, oh, it works. Okay, you're currently in my face, Robert. Robert, help. Oh no. Oh, did I hit him? All right, Robert is left. Okay, well, I think for now this might not work. Go. Oh, Robert, it's okay. I'm not gonna hit you, I promise. Here's a buddy. The thing is, they might prevent the foxes from spawning. So, doesn't have what I need. Get out. Fox, I see him. Oh, does he have an emerald? Well, I don't think he has an emerald, so. They're spawning a lot more frequently, but 76 full days. Not one emerald. All right. Okay, so this clearly isn't working, but thankfully I might know another way to get these foxes. If we can create some sort of cage in the middle, they'll indefinitely wander into it, or at least a majority of them will, and we'll start to stock up, at least I think. However, to do that, we need blocks. The fact that they roam around so much makes them really susceptible to something like this, whereas a zombie or something else wouldn't be. In addition to that, passive mobs don't despawn the same way normal mobs do, meaning the more we stack up inside of the cage, they will never leave. So when we come back, in theory, we could have up to 10, 20, maybe even 30. Okay, so here's the idea. We're gonna pick the centralmost location and create a type of staircase that they can't get out of, which means it has to be too tall. We're gonna have them climb up this all the way around. All right, now here's how it should work. Since foxes like to roam so much, eventually they should come up into here and jump down to here. Once they get inside, there'll be no way to get out and they'll just sit down. I'll be over here and I'll have to make sure that I can't get... How? You know what? Don't worry about it. This is my point being proven right now. Foxes will roam everywhere. All right, so now all I need to do is get some blocks from over here, turn them into blocks. Okay, so in theory, all I have to do is sit in here, and within 8 to 24 hours-ish, we might have enough foxes for what we need. That means I can't do anything for 8 to 24 hours, so, I will sit here and wait. Ooh, we actually have a decent amount in here. Oh, no, I'm just figuring out the issue. Okay, I just went and checked and I was right. So what's happening is these foxes are gathering in here, but so are other mobs. When the sun cooks those mobs, the foxes are dropping their items and picking up the mob-dropped items instead. Allowing for only a 1-block gap should allow foxes and spiders to be the only creatures that can get inside. Since spiders are also useful for string, that will be okay. And now that the new trap is set, all we have to do is wait here for like another 4 to 8 hours. And now the moment of truth to see if all those hours of waiting gave us an emerald. Throw all my things in there that I don't want to lose. And let's see what's waiting for us. Oh, this is why I threw my things away. No, I definitely see foxes in there, but there are a ton of spiders also waiting for me, so we're gonna need to deal with them first. Okay, now we have to let out all the babies. Oh, and apparently the foxes. Oh, that might not have been a wise idea. Oh, the foxes are everywhere. This is great. And I'm on fire. Burn, children, burn. Okay, baby, go into the abyss. I don't see any emeralds. Do I? Oh, wait, it's an emerald. Come here. Come here. No, no, no. Don't you dare. Actually, wait, drop it. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yes! And I got a rabbit's foot. I guess that's lucky. That took 142 full Minecraft days to get that. Hey, give it back. Okay, you know what? We'll just keep that on our persons for now. Actually, every fox needs to die. All right, off the edge you go. Now that we have the emerald, we can begin phase 2 of the plan. But first, let's deal with all these spiders. Huh? I was eating something. There's another emerald out here. How is that possible? Now that that's all cleared up, let's get on with phase 2, getting the wandering trader and giving him my hard-earned emerald, finally to get to the next stage, his wood. However, this isn't very easy. Something you may have noticed is that in over 44 hours, not one wandering trader spawned in this location. That's because of an unfixed bug where wandering traders don't spawn in snowy taiga biomes. Now, thankfully, this world has other biomes like plains. The only problem is the closest one is roughly 500 blocks away, and I don't have 500 blocks. And judging by how hard it was to get the first 200, we need a new strategy, which is why we're pivoting to wool instead of collecting snow blocks. You may have noticed that spiders were clumping into corners during the AFK time while we were waiting for foxes. This isn't random chance, as I designed the farm for spiders to do this. Something that isn't discussed on the wiki is how spiders consistently gravitate to a corner and attempt to climb up. When you hit them, they're still in a climbing cycle and don't fight back. Slowly, they'll begin to fill the mob cap, so by the time I go to kill them, there'll just be a few mobs aside of them existing in the world. This is gonna take a long time though to get all those blocks, so guess I should get started. Okay, so we should have enough wool now, which means we can complete the final part of this, which is actually getting the wandering trader. Now, since we know there's a plains biome nearby, all we have to do is bridge towards it. All right, now that we've reached the plains biome, we can begin constructing a platform as big as we can make it with the wool. All right, now we only have one light source, so I'm gonna put it right here. Hopefully that'll be enough light for the island. Now we have to wait. Even though we have the emeralds, we're gonna need to wait for the right wandering trader. It has been 40 hours, and we have gotten our first one. Don't push me off. Oh, I saw so many green things. But none of it is the green thing that we need. Oh, did I wake you up?
And yes, I know it sounds ridiculous, but as his roommate, I can confirm that it did take 40 hours, and he just woke me up in the middle of the night screaming about how excited he was, and then it was nothing, and then he woke me up for nothing, and I'm very upset. Please subscribe.
Now we must stand in this precise We must stand in this precise position because apparently it's the only one that spawns wandering traders. And now wait another 40 hours. I've just crawled out of bed and I find this man on my platform. Let's see. Oh, it's raining over here. That's probably not a good thing. Can you just have what I want? Oh, he has it! Now that we have the moss blocks, we can begin the next stage, which is getting trees. All we have to do is place the moss down like this, convert some of our bones to bone meal, then just keep bone mealing the moss until we get, come on, there we go, an azalea sapling. By right-clicking the azalea sapling, we have wood. That has been so long in the making. But we're not even close to there yet. From this, we have to get to villagers. And villagers will not only unlock better tools, which will help us collect more resources quicker, but they'll also give us things like armor, which will help us in the Ender Dragon fight. And most crucially, they'll give us books, which are essential to beating the game in the end. To get them, however, we're gonna need a few supplies. I think I'm gonna start with gathering gold and apples first, since both of those are crucial elements in getting villagers. To get them, we're gonna need a ton of wood. With it, we can build... Here's my dirt. Well, we only have one moss block left, but that should be enough. You see, we're gonna need to build a mob grinder in the middle of the plains chunk. You see, the grinder will allow us to collect gold, a crucial supply in getting villagers, since it's used to convert zombie villagers into regular villagers. It's important that we build it here rather than the taiga biome because we also want an oak sapling from a wandering trader. And since traders can't spawn in taigas, it's best to put it over here. For now, we're gonna use an arrangement of trapdoors to persuade the mobs to fall to their death, since we don't have water yet. Since zombies and skeletons both have a 1 to 15% chance to spawn with a piece of armor, and a 90 to 70% chance to spawn with even more than one piece, given our lack of discrimination and how we can dismember and steal from any part of their body, the chances of us getting a armor piece is actually higher than getting the shovel we did earlier. Even though it's still only an 8.5% drop rate like the shovels, there's a higher chance to get one of the 4 armor pieces rather than before when we needed it to spawn with a specific item. And all we need to do is collect 72 pieces of golden armor, smelt them down into nuggets, and create 8 golden ingots for the golden apple. But this will probably still take quite a while. So while it's going, we're gonna make a cauldron and set it up to get water. This will enable us to make the grinder way more efficient. Now that it's built, we can farm gold. Barry! Barry has returned! Barry 4.0 is not dying. I will protect them. Where do they go? Bruh. Seriously? I swear I will keep you safe, Barry 5.0. Oh no! Barry 5.0 is gone! How many berries do we have to lose? Anyway. Alright, we have all the gold armor that we need, but we still need to get a wandering trader to get an oak sapling so that we can get an apple. But to pay for that oak sapling, we need 5 emeralds, and currently, we have none. But since the wandering trader won't accept my peasantry gift of wood, we're gonna have to find a way to get 5 more emeralds. But before we go off to make a wandering trader farm and an emerald farm, we need a better food supply because right now, my food poisons me. So to solve that issue, we're gonna come over here and grab some of this stone to make into a furnace. This will also enable us to smelt down the golden armor into nuggets. We need to get under here to be able to collect the cobblestone though, and my water is gonna turn to ice really quickly, so we gotta do this fast, otherwise we're gonna lose all of our items. Place the water, place 3 blocks down, 1 block here, there we go. Right, pick back up the water, and we should be able to build a platform under here safely, where we can mine the cobblestone. Alright, now we can take our pickaxe, and we've gotten our first stone of the game. Now before we go turning this stone into tools or anything like that, we're gonna wait until we get villagers, because once we have villagers, we can make infinite stone with just 3 of these pieces. So for now, I'm just gonna make the essential items that the stone's required for. Alright, now that we have all the cobblestone that we need, we can make a furnace and start smelting potatoes. Now you may have been wondering how we're gonna get more potatoes, since at the moment, we only have 1. You see, the only thing we have right now is something called rooted dirt. You can't plant anything on rooted dirt, but if you take a hoe or a shovel and right click on it, you can extract the roots. Then it turns into normal dirt. Then all we have to do is put our water next to it, plant the potato, and begin bone mealing. Now that we have a bunch of potatoes, we can make a furnace and start smelting them into a way better food source than rotten flesh. Alright, now that we have a food supply going, we can worry about getting infinite emeralds. Well, not infinite, but the next 5 we need to get an oak sapling. We're going to be using foxes again to extract emeralds from, but this time I have a way better idea on how to make sure we get all the drops. First though, we need to finish clearing out all the snowy taiga biomes in here to maximize how many foxes can spawn. Now that the blocks are cleared out, we can begin making the farm. The farm is split into 2 stages, the trap and the execution. Something I've noticed about foxes is their need to roam around a lot when they spawn in. To capture them into this chamber, I've set up a bunch of trap doors on all 4 sides of it. These act as false blocks, and when the fox roams over it, they'll perceive the trap door as a full block and fall in. Once inside the water, it will push them towards the wolf. Since wolves automatically aggro against foxes, they will encourage the fox to drop the emerald where to get collected into this hopper and put into a chest. All right, it's time to check up and see how many emeralds we've gotten over this time. Oh my goodness. What if I come from this side? There we go. 7 emeralds. Now that we have enough emeralds to trade for an oak sapling, there's only one thing left. The person to trade it with. Now, since wandering traders take forever to spawn, I'm going to design a wandering trader farm a few hundred blocks that way in the plains biomes. I think it's this chunk right here. I think it's about 300 or 400 blocks that way before we start changing from the void biome back into plains biomes. You know, I really hope I'm going the right way. Oh, we're in the plains biome. Let's go a couple more blocks in. We don't want to be in this chunk because this chunk will bleed into the void, so half of it won't even be plains. This area is going to be a lot larger, but there's still going to be void biomes scattered throughout this. The wandering trader farm is actually somewhat similar to the fox farm. It takes advantage of the mechanic that wandering traders always seek out to find the player. Similar to how the foxes roam so much, we can take advantage of the fact that they have so much movement. The wandering trader will spawn somewhere close on this platform. By creating this drop chamber with trap doors as false blocks again, the trader will fall in and get pushed down this river. Since wandering traders will despawn after 30 minutes though, we need to design something to keep them for longer. By creating this stream to run 5 chunks, the minimum simulation distance you can set in your game, we can cause the wandering trader to get pushed into an unloaded chunk, therefore pausing their despawn timer. Alright, now that the farm is complete, all we need to do is make a little AFK chamber. And now in theory, all we're gonna have to do is wait in here for a really, really long time. Okay. Time to go and see if any wandering traders have brought me my sapling. Ah, well, you're useless. Oh! He has it. Now that we have the oak sapling, we can begin trying to extract an apple from it so we can get to a villager. To stop the tree from growing too tall though, I'm gonna place a block on the top here, and this will stop the tree from growing into one of those behemoth oak trees. Oh! I got an apple in the first one! Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so now that we have the apple, the only other thing we need to worry about is the gold. All right, let's fill up our inventory. Then we gotta take it over to the furnace and begin smelting it. And when this helmet is done smelting, it should give us 1 iron nugget. Oh, that's gonna take a while, isn't it? To make this go a little bit faster, I'm gonna use 3 of my stone, but that should be okay. I wanna grab the hopper from the fox farm so we can put all the armor into a chest and just let it feed into the furnace. Just need to not hit these wolves by accident. Let's break this block. Okay, we can grab the hopper. Okay, cool, we got both hoppers. Might have lost a wolf in the process. Now, if we take this furnace, and if we make a chest, we have to put the hopper on the top to feed into the top slot. Okay, there we go. And then we put the gold armor in, and then it smelts. Now this means that we can go get the rest of the golden armor and dump it in there. All right, since it's becoming nighttime, we're gonna work on step 2 of getting the villager, which is getting the villager. And that's going to involve trapping a zombie villager, which we're going to use a boat for. Now, there are 2 very important things we need from over here, which is going to be a witch and a zombie villager. I'll explain how they work in a minute, but first, let's work on collecting them. Now, both of them are going to be rare spawns, so this may take a few tries to get. Okay, I think we officially have every single type of zombie holding every single type of weapon and having armor on, except for the one that we want. All right, looks like night 1 was a failure. All right, night number 2. So there's a witch, which we do want. He's gonna be quite tricky to get. Oh my gosh, he's surrounded by everybody. Okay, I have an idea. All right, ready for this? This could be extremely dangerous. And we're good. Okay, where'd he go? Did he walk? Ooh. All right. Yes, we got him. Move it. Hey, it's Robert. I forgot about you. Oh, I'm gonna die. It's actually okay if we die, because we have him trapped in a boat now. Okay, so we have one of the two things that we need, but we need to dispatch a certain member who's decided to try to come along with my witch. There we go. And now we have to wait for the next night to hopefully get a villager. Night number 3. Aw, come on. Night number 4. Ooh, finally. Okay, we have to get him quick before he despawns. Yeah, let me see if I can bring him over here. That would be ideal. Oh, this is perfect. Right. Uh-oh, no. Right here. Perfect. Then, I don't want the sun to burn him. All right, we got him. We got our first villager. All right, and then we can grab our golden nuggets from in here, turn them into ingots. Perfect. Then we just need a couple of apples, like a golden apple, to get this guy just in the position so that he hits. Stop throwing them so high. All right, what about this? Okay, if I move to over here, he should throw the potions at me. Perfect. Come on, throw your weakness. Okay, I'm an idiot. You can only be a maximum of 3 blocks away for it to have a chance to throw a weakness potion. And now he might throw. Come on. Oh, he did it! He did it! Yes. Jeez. Okay. So that zombie's gonna take 5 minutes to turn. I really want to see what happens with this sword, so I'm gonna kind of watch because I want to see the moment he turns. Ooh. Okay, the sword just... Oh, he dropped it. Oh, that's sick. Hey, what's up, buddy? So I just realized that I made a critical mistake. You see, to get to the next stage, we need multiple different types of villagers. But there's a problem. I only have one. Apparently, to make a child, you need more than one human being. So if we want another villager, we're gonna have to go collect another 70 pieces of armor. Before we do that, though, I want to get this villager set up and ready to trade. You see, we still should have wandering traders by our wandering trader farm, and I want a couple more emeralds to trade items with them while we grind for the gold armor. So I just put you right over here, give you a little boxy box in. Hopefully it still gives us a diamond pickaxe. I think it should. Let's grab a bunch of these iron axes. We're gonna have to wait for him to restock. While we wait for that, we're gonna go collect more potatoes so that we're getting more emeralds in the meantime, so that when he gets the diamond axe and pickaxe, we can collect those easily. Okay, now this should be the tier, yes, that he gives us a diamond axe. This is actually really good because we're gonna be able to get a diamond axe, a diamond shovel, and his last trade should be a pickaxe because of this one. And I get it for 1 emerald. And we may as well take all the shovels just so we can get him leveled up a little bit. So he's close to a diamond pickaxe, but not quite there. All right, this should be the final push to get everything that we need from the toolsmith here. We'll grab a couple more shovels and axes, and this last trade should be a pickaxe. Otherwise, I'm an idiot. Haha, I'm not an idiot. Now that we've secured a way to get emeralds and upgraded our tools, we can begin looking towards one of the final objectives, lava. And we're gonna get it without backporting, changing worlds, or any weird shenanigans. Lava will lead to obsidian, which will get us blaze rods from the nether. The first stage in working towards this is getting some more wandering traders, but that's gonna take a while. I think at this stage, it's just best to move our whole base over to the plains biome so we can maximize the wandering trader spawns while we work on other things. All right, with everything else moved, the only thing we have to move now are these 2 villagers. All right, so now we have to persuade this man to come in this boat. The only issue we have is getting this villager all the way onto this platform up here. And if you didn't know, they don't exactly like to climb. Place a piston there. All we need to do is place this boat over the piston, raise it up. We should be able to drive it on. Perfect. Now I can break the piston. Whoa, is he trying to paddle? Bruh, where do you think you're going? Okay, we raise him up and turn him this way, break this, place that there. Perfect. While we work on getting our wandering trader, I'm gonna set up a villager breeder so we can get all the items we need for later. The idea behind it is pretty simple. By adding 3 beds outside of the reach of the villagers, this encourages them to mate and have children. Then at nighttime, the children will wander towards their bed and fall through this conspicuous hole that I've left. Then they'll flow down this water nearly drowning to be put into this box where I can turn them into slaves for later. Okay, so now that we have these 2 villagers in here, I want to get this farmer out because he's the one that trades for cheap potatoes. All right, now we just have to wait for these guys to mate. All right, now that the base has moved over, we can wait for some more wandering traders. You see, we need 2 vital trades to beat the game. First, we need sugarcane to help us make books, an essential item for later. We also need dripstone, so that when we get lava, we can use the dripstone to duplicate it. But it's gonna take a while for them to spawn with those items. So meanwhile, I think we should design a trading hall for the villagers so I can organize which trades I need to get things like diamond armor to beat the Ender Dragon. But of course, I can't let the villagers have a better house than me, so let's build my mansion first. Since I got this cherry sapling from a wandering trader earlier, I think it'd be cool if we did a Japanese theme build while we wait for everything to happen. And now we need a bunch of cherry wood. All right, and this should be all the cherry wood that we need as well. Ooh. I just realized it would also probably be a good idea to make an iron farm, so... Nice. Now that that was done, I could get out with building the base. Since I didn't have that many blocks, I made the home rather simple. Taking inspiration from my cherry village in my hardcore world, this home is a small version of the Japanese temple. Relocating all my storage left me with one task, the villager trading hall. I wanted to make this skinnier since I wanted it to be, well, a hall. I had to put buttons all over the floor to stop slimes from spawning, so it kind of messed with the whole aesthetic of the build. But I'd rather have buttons on the floor than continue dealing with these dumb slimes. All right, now that the 2 buildings are built, we need to start getting the villagers into their new holding cells. All right, now we gotta get this guy out of here somehow. Stop pushing him around, boys. All right, now all we gotta do is give him a little push. There we go. All right, now time to see if we have any wandering traders and if they have the item that I need. What we crucially need is sugarcane. Oh, there it is. Now we still need to wait for the dripstone, but another important resource we needed from these guys was leather from the llamas, as we're gonna need the leather from them to make librarians. Before we plant this sugarcane to get the last few remaining that we need to spawn-proof this area, and while we're at it, we may as well make it look nice. And with that, the islands are complete. All right, now that we have everything we need and our island isn't constantly getting blown up, we can continue our quest towards lava. And to get it, we're gonna turn nothing into a blacksmith building. Or at least part of a blacksmith building. This is gonna be tricky though, and it may not even work, but to test it, we need a bunch of books. Now, you may have seen me do this in a previous video, and although this method is similar, it has changed in our world to make it nearly impossible. In addition to that, I wasn't very specific a second ago. We don't need books. We need book and quills. Now, since we can turn some of these villagers into librarians who will trade me bookshelves and I can then break those bookshelves into books, we have everything we need there. And since we've been raising chickens since like Barry 6.0, we'll have all the feathers that we need for the book and quills as well. But that leaves us with one main issue: ink sacks. You see, I thought before that the glowing sacks that we got from the mob farm would be good enough to make book and quills. So I kept a whole bunch of them, but it turns out glowing ink sacks can't make book and quills. And since the only biomes we have are plains biomes, void biomes, and taiga biomes, squids can't spawn as they're only able to spawn in oceans and rivers. But never fear, I have solved where to get them from: fishing. And to enhance fishing, we can use librarians. You see, I not only wanted librarians for the books, but I also wanted them for enchanted books, which I guess could be the same thing, but it is different. And if we fish long enough, we have a freaking 1% chance of getting an ink sack. An ink sack. It's in the junk category. Why is it the rarest out of all the junk items? I don't get it. But it's our only option, so we should work on getting a fishing setup going. All we need to do is stand here and aim about right there. Before we start though, I do want the lure enchantment because it'll increase how often we get a bite. Now to get all the librarians that we needed for this challenge, we needed the sugarcane from the wandering trader to make paper, and we also needed the leather to make books because a librarian requires a lectern to start trading. And a lectern can only be made with a bookshelf. And now he should start trading bookshelves for me. Finally. Oh, okay, and now we have mending, the only other enchant that we need. All right, now we can make a fishing rod. We take our fishing rod, throw it in here, put lure 3 on it, and then, I need a little bit more XP. All right, and then I put mending on it as well. Let's go try this out and see if this works. In theory, the fishing rod will never break, but I haven't actually tested to see if that's true. So if I throw it right here, eventually we should get a catch. There it is, and no damage was taken to our rod. Let's try this a couple of times. Perfect. Now the reason this works is because fishing actually gives you experience points, so we can use mending to keep on repairing our fishing rod, and in theory just stand here for forever, which means I want a few more chests before we start this, because this is going to be a long fishing session. Okay, well, based on my inventory and the fact that we just spent like 70 hours here, I think we have collected enough ink sacks, at least to start trying the idea. Oh, it's just full of witches, and all my villagers have died. Oh, I have a friend. I think I have a saddle. First, let me do my bravery. Now, I'm pretty sure that when I was fishing, I'm not seeing any. I thought you could get a saddle from fishing. Okay, according to the wiki, there's a 0.8% chance that you can get a saddle from fishing. How did we get so unlucky? Well, my friend, I suppose it was not meant to be. I forgot about, I'm getting so distracted right now, but I forgot about this. Oh no. Well, we won't be getting our horse, which means we should get back to our main objective, which is collecting all the resources we need for a book and quill. And on that note, we should see how many ink sacks we actually got from all that fishing. Okay, so from all that fishing, we got 4 stacks and 14 ink sacks. Now, there might be more down there, but this will be at least enough for a start, if not hopefully enough for everything. Now, there's only one more component to getting a book and quill that we need, feathers. But before we extract them from our many berries that we left over on our other island, we should get looting. Oh, looting 3. Thank you. Now we need to collect the final ingredient, the feathers from Berry over there. And there they are, the final piece of the puzzle. Berry 8.0, I think, 9.0, all the way up to like 300.0. Oh, so much pain. How many feathers did I just get? It's probably enough for now. We'll leave these guys so they can repopulate really quick when we come back. And now that we have everything we need, it's finally time to get lava so we can secure blaze rods to open the end portal, once we get one from nothing. And to get the lava, we're gonna force the game to magically bring me a Minecraft village, specifically a blacksmith. You see, although you don't see any structures in the world, technically they were once here. But because the game thinks this is a void seed, by default, structures won't spawn regardless of the game rule being set to spawn them. But since the world's corrupted and had some plains biomes in it, technically some structures would have once existed in that biome. But since some of the world corrupted into plains, technically some structures could exist if we could bring them back from the grave using book and quills, using something I discovered a little while ago called dungeon forcing. Well, the members of Kronos discovered it, I just applied it here. But we have a problem. The last time I used dungeon forcing to respawn something I needed, it required tons of redstone and cobble to build an update suppressor, and I don't have that in this world. Not to mention I needed thousands of books and shulkers. But thankfully, one of my YouTuber friends, SB, discovered a way to do the trick even better. You see, dungeon forcing works on a basic principle. Minecraft needs RAM to operate, those little green sticks in your computer. If that RAM fills up, Minecraft freaks out and can corrupt. This corruption causes the chunks around here to return to their original state. Since some of the chunks in this world are plains, we just need to find one that has a village in it and try to respawn the blacksmith that has lava. But that still doesn't solve the last issue of needing tens of thousands of books to pull this off. Before, I put these tens of thousands of books into a chunk using a chunk machine, which slowly filled up one specific chunk and caused memory overloading. But because I can't get that many books in this world, it was proving to be a real challenge to pull this off. However, a little while ago, SB messaged me about the chunk corruption. I shared everything I knew with him, and he discovered that you didn't need thousands of books. You just needed to fill the books with complicated characters. When Minecraft reads the chunk data, the complex characters spike the RAM even more, which means now we basically only need 30 to 100 books to respawn the chunk. Now, this isn't foolproof. See, the world would look a little something like this if the chunks had spawned. So even if we can find a blacksmith, we need to find one that isn't broken, or at least still has lava in it. And not only that, we need to find a plains biome that has a village in it, or had a village in it. And since the world is made of nothing but air, that could be tricky. That probably seemed pretty confusing, but I think you'll understand a little bit better when I actually do it. Now, I've taken a little while and I've gathered all the supplies that we need together inside of this chest. I used the fisherman to do a lot of the trading to get emeralds, to secure the books from librarians, and also to get some other materials. Now, I do want to do one more thing though before we leave and try and go get lava. I want to complete my diamond set of armor so we don't end up dying in the nether. And I want to buy some sharpness books from this guy, which I need books for. Now I just need to combine all these together. And then we need to grab a sword from our toolsmith, which has the best enchant possible on it. Immediately go and get rid of that enchant. All right, so now we have a sharpness 4 sword. All right, and then finally we have an unbreaking 3 infinity flame power 4 bow. Now let's gather all this leather and sugarcane that we caught up. Make all the remaining books that we need. And now that we have everything, we can begin. What we need to do is find a chunk with a village and a blacksmith. Now, to find that, what I could do is open a new world using the same seed as this one, find a village location, and use that as a marker. But there's a problem. Even if I can find one, because my world is so corrupted, the blacksmith may respawn as broken or just non-existent. And the issue there is if we don't have enough books to respawn at all, we're gonna have to come back and farm even more. But it's my only option, so let's give it a try. All right, so we've located the first set of coordinates, and it's a long ways that way. All right, so I think this is the chunk that will have the blacksmith in it if it's gonna respawn, which we can actually check. Ooh, this biome's the void. That's not a good sign. Let's just make sure, is it all void? Okay, it looks like this entire place is void, so this chunk isn't gonna work. Now which chunk would we parallel it off of? Okay, so this chunk is plains, this chunk is not. Gotta be this chunk then. Is this chunk plains? Oh! All right, looks like this chunk is plains. Means we can do the respawn inside of it. I would love to get my bed back. Did it fall? Are you kidding me? I have to go back and get another one. All right, we are back and nothing happened. Now we actually have to put our plan into action. First, let's be safe and have someone not shoot us. Okay, so now we need to make a crafting table and we need to craft 4 double chests. All right, this goes here, that goes there. We're gonna place this down. Let's get all of these resources into here. Okay, so everything's a little bit safe. So now we want to take a bunch of books and quills, which we can craft. Now comes a pretty tedious part. We need to fill all these books and quills with unique characters, which means opening them, pasting in, and doing that page after page after page. This is gonna be fun. All right, and we'll call this book 1. Sign and close. And now we just need to do that 26 more times. So now that we've made all the copies of the first 27 books, we need to copy them into other books. Now, the last time I made this mistake, and I didn't think you could actually copy a written book. But now I've learned if we make a bunch more book and quills, put the resources back into here, then we come back to our chest. Let's just take book number 1 as an example. If we put a book and quill next to it, we can copy it with retaining the original. This way we'll have multiple attempts at respawning the chunk. Okay, chest is filled, so we'll take this. Now we do have to be careful here because the same books that are in that chest are also in this one. So to make this a little bit safer, we're gonna move some of the books from this chest into a different chunk. Okay, and now with the books in the chest, it's time to begin. First, we need to quit the game. And then start it back up again. All right, we need to change the amount of RAM. Let's start with 1,000. I'm not sure how much this new method's going to require, so all right. Then we play. Come on. Okay. 1,000 might have been too much. Let's try 800. So now if we play... Oh, it's gone. It worked, but it didn't give us what we wanted. You see, the chest disappeared, so technically it did respawn the chunk, but since this chunk seems to be a void, all it respawned was air, which really only leaves us with one option, and that's to try this somewhere else. And maybe just something, because like none of this is tested. None of this is actually something that's very easy to do. Like it's all very buggy and half the time doesn't work apparently. So maybe if we try it in another chunk, we need to make a copy of the books and bring a copy of the books with us. Now, unfortunately, the other spot that we need to respawn is on the complete other side of the map, meaning we're gonna have to go all the way back to our main base and then bridge out a few hundred blocks. Okay, now we start bridging. Okay, so this is the other chunk. It's a lot farther away, so I didn't want to use this one first, but we are now forced to. So put everything into here. All right, so now that everything's set up, we just need to move away out of the chunk. Now we restart the game again. The chest is gone. I don't know why I thought this one was gonna work. Oh, I get it. Okay, so we're on Y level 3. Super flat in 1.20 starts on Y level 60. So it's respawning it below. Oh, I'm such an idiot. Oh, I'm so... Does it have lava? Did I bring a water bucket? No. Is that even a blacksmith? Am I gonna die if I jump down there? I feel like I am. I need to get water. All right, there we go. They're definitely gonna blow up. Oh, is there lava? Yes. Okay. Now we need to work on duplicating the lava into multiple sources, which is why we brought the dripstone and the cauldrons. So if we build up like this, and I think we should place the dripstone right here. Now, if we place the dripstone below them, like so, and then we just encase this area, and then... All right, now this could take a while. You see, according to the wiki, on average, a random tick occurs roughly every 68 seconds. Now there's a 6% chance for the cauldron to just be magically filled by the dripping lava. So then on average, we're looking at like maybe 19 to 30 minutes per cauldron to fill up. Now this is only step 1 of 2, as getting the end portal could be a little bit trickier than this, but that's something to deal with in a minute. For now, we need to get back to the base, grab a pickaxe, and wait for these things to fill up. Oh. That happened way quicker than 20 minutes. Okay, well, there's something I can do with it, so I'll put it into a little hole over here. What? What are the chances of that happening? All right, now that we've collected the lava, we can make the actual nether portal. Oh, it's already on fire. This is how professionals do it, boys. We go lava, we go... Oh, gosh darn it. No! All right, and like I said, look at how the professionals do it. Now, since we can't get any flint and steel in this world, since flint doesn't exist, we have to light this portal the old-fashioned way. If we take wood and surround one of the sides, then we fill this with lava, and just hold it in here like so. We can use the fire created from that wood to light the portal. Hey, there we go. Okay, now we've secured passage into the nether. Getting into the end might actually not be possible, but we'll figure that out in a minute. There's a chance we can do it, and then there's a chance we can't. And I'll explain why in a minute, but first we need to get some items.
Hello there.
We have the pearls and we have the rods, and now all that's left to do is find the end portal, which, like I said before, is going to be difficult. And by difficult, I mean completely based on luck. You see, because I know my seed, I could do something like what I did here, which is start up another world using this same seed and finding a location to a village where there was a blacksmith to respawn. However, if you remember the first chunk that we tried to respawn, even though I didn't see it at the time, only a normal chunk respawned there, nothing with a village on it. But in the normal seed, there is a village there. This is because the seed is corrupted and it's not guaranteed to have the same thing as a normal seed would. Since strongholds are 1,000 blocks apart, if we try one and it's corrupted, the amount of books and blocks it would take to try again would take an extremely long time. Like I'm talking months, not hours of endless attempts. What I'm saying is if the first portal doesn't work out and there's nothing there, I'm not sure I want to do this even though it's theoretically possible. Since there are no odds for this, since no one's ever done it before, I'm not sure what the chances of it actually working would be. It could be something like 1 in 2 like this, or it could be something like 1 in 7,000. But we may as well try it, and conveniently enough for us, there should be an end portal, I think it's that way, within like 50 blocks of this chunk, which is why I partially chose this as one of the bases. But before we head over there to see if it's respawnable, we need to do the book thing again. I'm sick of this. Okay, so now that all the books are copied into this chest, we need to go and set them to the location. Now we're currently at -49, and we need to make it to +20, which means I don't have enough blocks for that. One moment. All right, now that we're back with some blocks, we can get to where we need to go, which is Y level 20. Oh, that's a good sign. Okay, Y level 20. All right, let's place this in. This might actually work. I need to leave. Okay, now we restart the game. Play. Okay, come on. Come on, work. Frick. I have spent hundreds of hours on this project. I couldn't beat it. I know we released videos like the spectator video before where we didn't actually beat the game, but this one feels different. But I got the achievement for I Spy. It's so That is an end portal. That is an end portal, boys. Yes! Okay, let me see it. Oh, frick. I wonder. There's no way this lights, right? Okay, let's go back and get the pearls. I want to try this. Okay, here are the pearls. Here are the blazes. No shot. Yeah, I thought that might not work. Okay, I think the only option we're left at this point is to take all the books we have left and try and respawn the chunk beside this one and just cross our fingers that it has the rest of the portal frame. So we have to respawn this chunk right here. Yeah, there's a boundary right there. So I'm gonna throw a chest in here, all of our books in. These are all the remaining books we have. I think it's gonna work though. I think because this one's here, there's gonna be one over here as well. Leave the game. Come on. Ah, that loaded way too fast. This make no sense. Oh no, why would you work? That would be too easy. Ah yes, let's get stuck on the saving world screen. Magically work. This time. Ooh. I haven't been completely honest with you. I did not expect that to work. Okay, now let's just hope that this portal splitting didn't completely ruin all of this. Come on, please work. Oh, I thought I placed it. I didn't. Oh, I was so scared there for a minute. Okay. And that answers the question, can you beat Minecraft with literally nothing? I have finally finished this video.